Un, dos, tres, cuatro.
So is island fever a real deal? Let's talk about this today. So if you've ever wondered if you moved to a tropical paradise, if you would catch island fever, it's possible. Me and Christine are definitely feeling a little bit of the effects of island fever here lately, and this is why. So Christine and I moved here about 4 years ago. We've been on this island for 4 years now, and since then we have built the house, we've done some travel around the Philippines, and we've done a little bit of international travel also. So in other words, we've kept ourselves busy. Over the past 3 months, we've been finally coming out of rainy season, but it hasn't allowed us to do much stuff outside. Now that the weather is changing, this is one of the projects that we're going to be working on. We're cleaning up the fence. Christine's here doing that, and we're going to get it prepared to repaint these pickets. Another project that we're going to be working on is getting these windows replaced. Right now we have these jealousy windows with these grates that just keep rusting up. We had the grates redone during our home renovation and they just keep getting rusty again. So we're just going to completely do away with them, and we're going to replace these windows with some regular sliding windows like we did on the upper floors when we remodeled our house. So these are two projects that we are going to be working on, and that'll keep us busy for a little bit. We also have family coming in from the U.S. to visit soon, so we will be busy for the next month. But what happens when the projects are over, the family is gone, and we still have 4 more months to go before we travel again in November? So will we catch island fever? Maybe. We might. So what exactly is island fever? Well, it's that feeling no matter where you are. I mean, you could be locked up in prison or you could be on a tropical island paradise like we are, right? But it's that feeling of, I've got to get out. I need out. And guys, we get the same feeling in the U.S. I can remember that, growing up in a small town in Oklahoma. Sometimes you just got to get out. You've been working, and sometimes you just need to get away. And so what do we do a lot of times in the United States? We take a road trip, right? You either rent a car if you're in one of these big cities like New York, or like everybody else in Oklahoma and places like that, we have a car. So we just jump in the car and we take a road trip, and that seems to help. So Christine and I, we can jump on the motorcycle and we can go take us a little road trip or two, and we probably will. But we've already explored a lot of the places around here. That's kind of what we've been doing the last 4 years. So yeah, we've kind of seen it. So what do we do now? How do we combat island fever? One thing that seems to help is just having our little routine. So Christine, she gets up in the morning, she cooks us breakfast. She cooks all day actually, but she spends her time taking care of me and the dog and keeping us fed. And then she also goes out and works in the yard, and then she starts tackling projects just like you saw. As for me, I, on a daily routine, I make videos like this one, or I work on them. And then I always have my mandolin practice that I do every day, and then my workout that I do 5 days a week. So with all that, it just keeps us busy, it keeps us grounded, and it keeps us in a routine, which seems to help the island fever. Of course, another thing that we can do is enjoy our backyard with a nice cold drink. So can living the island life make you a little antsy sometimes? Yeah, it sure can, especially when you've got quite a bit of time in between travels like we have right now. But is living the simple life all bad? No, it's not. It's actually relaxing, and it's so much better than the rat race of the West. But it also is good in two ways. Number one, it keeps us grounded. We appreciate how we travel. So when me and Christine travel, we take cruises and we enjoy a little bit of the finer things in life, right? Because we don't have them here. And not having them here makes us appreciate those things. Like you guys that live in the big cities and stuff, even here in the Philippines, y'all have some of these comforts of home. You have the Western food, you have the air conditioning, you have all that sort of thing, right? We don't have that here in the province. And so when we get that during our travels, it makes us really appreciate it. We really appreciate a good burger. We really appreciate a good bowl of ramen. It's those little things. And so this is why when we see some of these vloggers from the West, some of them I watch on a regular basis also, they move out to the province and they have lived in the big city, even here in the Philippines, right? But they got used to having all the creature comforts, all those Western foods, all the comforts of the West that they have available there, in the big cities. Well, I took the plunge, guys. Call me a fool, call me whatever you want. But I took the plunge and I moved directly. I passed the big cities, I passed Go, and I went right to the province and built the house out here. And so, there was no going back for me. And that's the kind of the way I did things. When I left Oklahoma, I had sold everything. I didn't have anything left there. And so what it did is it made me have to deal with the task at hand, with the situation at hand. Is it always easy living here in paradise, in the province of the Philippines? No, it's not. But it's where we decided to live, and it's not bad either. There's some very good aspects of that. Can you get island fever? Absolutely. You can definitely feel very isolated out here. So yeah, if you're thinking about coming to the Philippines or any place like this, it could be down in Central America or South America also, you're going to run into the same kind of situation. If you want to live out in the country, live the island life, there are some good and bad, right? And you got to take the good with the bad. So I hope island fever is something that you might think about, because it's definitely a real deal. You've got to make that time, and you've got to have room in your budget to be able just to get out of town for a little bit and help that island fever problem, because it can be a real deal. Like I said, this is our longest stretch, this 8-month stretch that we've stayed in one place. It's just kind of the way it's going to have to be, because we've got a huge trip coming up. And after that, it won't be quite such a stretch in between trips. But, if you want to move out here to some place like the province of the Philippines, you need to take that in consideration. You need to have the funds available to not just live, but also just get out of Dodge every once in a while. Get the hell out of Dodge. Something to think about. All right, guys. Well, it's about time for lunch. So me and old Coco Head here, we're going to go and grab us something to eat. And then I guess Christine's probably going to put me to work starting to clean that fence. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and we will catch you on the next one.